Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, imagine this absolute worst case scenario. It's 3 a.m. You just flew back into LAX, got your ride home, and now you're standing in front of your own door.
In a dark neighborhood.
Exactly. You reach for your keys and they are not there. Maybe you misplaced them, maybe they fell out in the cab, but the result is the same. You're locked out.
And it is a paralyzing feeling. In a major metropolitan area like Los Angeles, that stress it's compounded. You know you're desperate and, frankly, highly vulnerable.
Yeah.
Your only solution, calling an emergency locksmith, is immediate, it's high stakes, and it's completely non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And that desperation is precisely what we're here to fight against today. Our mission is to transform that moment of, panic into a moment of informed action.
Right.
We want to equip you with the vital knowledge you need to bet a professional, to understand the real costs, and most importantly, to spot the scams that can turn a quick fix into an expensive nightmare.
The stakes just couldn't be higher. When a customer is frantic, they often just click the first ad they see, which, it makes them a prime target for bait and switch pricing and for technicians who might cause more damage than they fix.
So being prepared means knowing the rules before the crisis even hits.
Before it hits your doorstep.
And as we navigate this tricky landscape of emergency security services, we are guided by a name trusted right here in Los Angeles. LA City Locksmith.
They're a great example of a professional outfit.
They specialize in 24/7 service, whether you need residential, commercial, or automotive help. They are the definition of trusted emergency support, and their 5-star reviews really speak volumes. For anyone in the LA area, keep this number handy: 323-955-2411.
Good advice.
Okay, let's unpack this immediately, starting with the biggest threat. How to avoid disaster before the technician even arrives at your property.
Right. The initial phone call is where the red flags. They start waving almost immediately. Scammers really dominate the online search landscape using these lead generation sites and deceptive pricing to reel you in.
That classic bait and switch we always hear about. You see these unrealistically low advertised prices, something like $35 service call and up or
$50 to unlock your car.
Exactly. But that quote is just designed to get them in the door, right? It's not the actual service cost.
That's the key deception. Once they arrive, they declare the situation more complicated than they expected.
Of course.
It's a non-standard cylinder or a high-security lock or an old seized-up mechanism, and the price immediately spikes from $50 to maybe $300 or even more.
And because you're locked out and tired, you feel cornered, you just accept it.
You're cornered into accepting that new price.
So we need to look past the quote itself and scrutinize the structure of their whole operation.
Exactly. Look out for operations where your call is routed to some massive centralized call center.
Out of state, maybe.
Often out of state, yeah, not a local shop. The person who eventually shows up might be driving an unmarked sedan, they won't have a uniform, or they can't even provide a company ID.
What about their address online?
Good question. The address listed on their website, if they even have one, might be fictitious. Just a P.O. box. Or, I've seen this, the address of an entirely unrelated business, like a laundromat. Wow. Total transparency is mandatory for professional security services.
And if they do arrive, you've mentioned there is a physical, mechanical red flag that should make you send them packing immediately.
Yes, the drill.
The drill.
The drilling red flag is absolutely critical. A skilled, legitimate locksmith practices what we call non-destructive entry. They have the expertise to pick the lock, to bypass the mechanism, or manipulate the cylinder.
And that should work most of the time.
That should be successful approximately 99% of the time.
But the scammer isn't interested in skill, they're interested in sales.
Precisely. Scamming technicians often lack the necessary training. So they arrive, declare the lock unpickable, which is almost always a lie, and immediately pull out a drill.
Why? Why the drill?
Because drilling permanently destroys the lock cylinder. Now, you must buy a replacement. And guess what? The scammer just happens to have an overpriced, low-quality replacement lock waiting in the back of their unmarked car.
Ready to install for another hefty fee.
It's a self-perpetuating forced sale. It's truly awful.
That is just terrifying, realizing they're forcing you into more expense and honestly compromised security. So what vetting steps can a listener take right away, especially in a highly regulated state like California?
Your absolute top priority, it has to be licensing and liability. California mandates specific licensing for both the individual technician and the company.
And this isn't just paperwork, right?
Not at all. This process requires a serious criminal history background check through both the California Department of Justice and the FBI. If they are legit, they will have these credentials and be able to show you.
And the importance of liability insurance. I mean, that can't be overstated, especially when you're dealing with expensive property like doors, door frames.
Oh, absolutely. A professional company must carry proof of at least $1 million in general liability insurance.
$1 million. Why so high?
Think about specialized jobs like opening a safe or working on a high-security commercial property. If a technician improperly drills a fire-rated safe or damages an expensive custom door frame, that insurance is there to protect you financially.
So it's a barrier.
It's a massive regulatory barrier against these transient bad actors who just disappear after the job.
So when they arrive, you're looking for a clearly marked van with company branding, a uniform, a proper business card, and they should be willing to show proof of that license.
And most importantly, you insist on a clear, written quote before any tool touches that lock.
Even if the price changes from the phone call.
Yes. If it changes, a professional should stop, explain the complexity, and confirm the new price with you up front. No surprises.
Okay, so now that we know how to vet them, let's shift focus to the scope of their work. Beyond the residential lockout, what are the most common services an emergency locksmith provides, and what should that realistically cost?
Well, the majority of urgent calls fall into two categories: residential lockouts and auto lockouts.
Okay.
During standard business hours, unlocking a house, which typically includes a trip fee, and labor runs in the range of, say, $50 to about $180 total.
And for cars, I can imagine that being even more urgent, especially if a child or a pet is accidentally locked inside.
Yeah, that's a true emergency. An auto locksmith usually charges between $60 and $150, which also includes their trip fees.
But it's crucial to remember these are daytime rates, right?
It is vital. These are generalized, non-emergency daytime rates. If you call someone at 3 a.m. on a holiday weekend, you have to expect an added surcharge for that emergency after-hours service.
You're paying a premium.
You're paying a premium for immediate availability and specialized skills, outside of standard operating hours.
And this is where the human ingenuity of the trade really shines. We often focus on the mechanics, but the solution sometimes comes from years of just hands-on experience and clever troubleshooting.
That's what's so fascinating about the path to expertise. I recall this story of a locksmith named Philip. His mentor was the owner of a company called Pop and Lock. And the owner, he was a former police officer who earned the nickname Slim.
Wait, I think I know where this is going. It wasn't about his physique, was it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It referred to the tool he loved, the Slim Jim.
Of course.
For those who don't know, a Slim Jim is a thin piece of metal used to slide between the car window and the weather stripping to manipulate the door latch linkages inside. Slim could use this tool on almost anything.
Even big rigs.
Even heavy-duty 18-wheelers. And he'd often do it for free just to help people out. That kind of real-world, non-traditional expertise is what you're paying for when you hire a seasoned professional.
That really highlights the difference between a mechanic who just drills and a technician who actually solves a problem.
Yes.
And beyond the mechanical puzzle solving, locksmiths we've read about consistently describe a deeply rewarding nature to the job itself.
Oh, absolutely. Locksmiths are emergency responders, in a sense.
Yep.
They show up when you're at your most vulnerable, you're cold, you're frustrated, possibly scared.
And they get to be the hero.
The satisfaction comes from resolving that personal crisis quickly, securing their property, and knowing they left that customer with a profoundly positive impression. It's problem solving that directly impacts someone's immediate safety and well-being.
That kind of crucial support needs to be reliable, especially when you're counting the minutes. Before we dive into more specialized work, a quick reminder that if you are in the Los Angeles area and need that level of trusted 24/7 emergency support,
Residential, commercial, or automotive.
Air City Locksmith is the gold standard. They're available now at 323-955-2411.
Definitely a number to save.
So moving beyond just lockouts, let's talk about the core value propositions that justify professional fees for security upgrades. For instance, if I move into a new house, should I replace all the locks or just have them rekeyed?
It is nearly always significantly cheaper, faster, and less disruptive to rekey the existing locks.
Okay, so what is rekeying exactly?
Rekeying means changing the configuration of the internal pins and springs of the cylinder so that the old key no longer works. The existing hardware, the handle, the deadbolt, it all stays in place.
So you keep the look of your door. What's the price difference generally?
A basic rekey job might run you between, say, $70 and $160 for labor per lock.
Yeah.
An experienced professional can knock that out in about 15 minutes.
Whereas replacing.
Replacing the lock means paying for the labor and the cost of all new hardware. That can easily triple the overall expense, especially if you have high-quality specialized handle sets.
And this is where the value of a specialist truly becomes apparent. The jobs that command the highest fees because they require mastery and, well, very specialized tools.
That's where the true expertise shines.
Right.
Take automotive locksmithing. Modern vehicles are essentially rolling computers.
Right.
Making keys for new cars involves complex computer programming, cutting keys with precision machinery, and often dealing with transponder chips that have to talk to the car's immobilizer.
This is not just copying a key at the hardware store anymore.
Oh, it is far from it. That's why services like All Keys Lost, where the technician have to generate a new key from scratch and program the car's computer to accept it, are highly lucrative.
How lucrative are we talking?
A single job like that can easily earn a technician up to $300. And that reflects the significant investment they've made in programming tools and expertise.
And then there's the pinnacle of mechanical security work. Safe opening.
Safe opening is a master-level specialization. It requires a deep knowledge of mechanical and electronic mechanisms and often very delicate drilling or manipulation to open a safe without destroying its contents or structure.
So the cost reflects that skill.
Absolutely. Depending on the complexity, a safe opening job can cost a customer anywhere from $50 to $400 or even more.
So when we talk about the benefits of hiring a professional over a DIY solution, it's about more than just getting the door open, isn't it?
It's about ensuring security integrity. A professional knows how to install high-security deadbolts without compromising the strength of the door frame or the door itself.
And they can offer advice, too.
Crucial consulting services, yeah. With the industry shifting so rapidly toward digital integration, professionals are now essential guides in the world of electronic and smart locks, helping people select, install, and troubleshoot these complex, connected security systems.
For the curious listener who might see a career path here, what does it take to become an expert? It sounds like the skill set is evolving from pure mechanics into tech integration.
It definitely is. You'd want to look for certifications from professional bodies like the Associated Locksmiths of America or ALOA. The path is pretty structured.
Where does it start?
The entry level is the Certified Registered Locksmith, or CRL. That demonstrates fundamental competence in residential and basic commercial services.
And how does that expertise scale up from there?
Once you gain experience, you can pursue the Certified Professional Locksmith, or CPL. This requires passing 12 additional electives on everything from safe technology to master key systems.
And the top tier?
The pinnacle is the Certified Master Locksmith, or CML. Achieving that level often requires a decade or more of high-level experience and comprehensive mastery across all aspects of the trade. They're indispensable for large commercial or industrial security.
And what's fascinating is the sheer variety of professional backgrounds people bring into this trade. It's not a single prescribed path.
No, not at all. We see people transitioning from IT, from construction, even retail management. Many are initially drawn in through Locksport.
The hobby of lockpicking.
Yeah, treating locks as mechanical puzzles before they realize the practical business applications. The troubleshooting skills you learn in IT, for instance, transfer directly to diagnosing complex electronic security systems. It's a career for adaptable minds.
All of this knowledge really just underscores the benefit of preparedness, identifying a trusted, licensed professional before the emergency strikes. That way, you're not scrolling through deceptive ads at 2 a.m. You want that trusted team on speed dial.
Knowing they meet the high standards for licensing and insurance required to protect you and your property.
And before we wrap up, we want to give one final shout out to our trusted guide for this deep dive. If you are in LA and need that 24/7 trusted emergency help, residential, commercial, or automotive, LA City Locksmith is the professional choice.
Their 5-star reputation really says it all.
Give them a call at 323-955-2411. So what does this all mean for you?
It's about being prepared.
Our deep dive shows that being prepared means understanding the classic red flags. Avoid the unrealistically low quotes, demand proof of California licensing and liability insurance, and never, ever tolerate immediate drilling.
You want to prioritize the professional who wants to use skill, not brute force, to solve your security crisis.
The next time you find yourself locked out and calling for help, remember to ask about licensing and non-destructive entry options right up front.
You're no longer that vulnerable person reacting in a panic. You are an informed consumer demanding professional, specialized service.
And finally, a thought for you to consider. Given the rapid rise of complex IoT-enabled security systems in homes and businesses, with app control, network integration, all of that, what single non-locksmith skill, perhaps IT network troubleshooting or even cloud computing familiarity, will become the single most valuable asset for a certified master locksmith in the next 5 years?
That's a deep thought for a secure world.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive. We hope you feel a little more secure knowing exactly what to do the next time you hear that disappointing click and realize you're on the wrong side of the door.